this video on House of Machismo podcast. It's House of Machismo.
Well, so I thought about, you know how I always ask us questions to answer, but there always been like weird, funny, awkward questions. You know, this is how we learned that Albert apparently has a birthmark on his dick. Apparently.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, I forgot about it.
Not on my coffee table.
I forgot about it until someone who listened brought it up, and I'm all like, "Oh yeah, that's right." But anyway,
Wait, who listened?
it was some guy. Anyway,
Only the guys remember.
At least
only the guys.
At least 10.
Yeah.
At least 10 people.
Well, we got broader audience. Hello, fellas. How are y'all?
And then I'm literally saying, "No, it's not that big." Sorry. No. Anyway,
It's not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
That's huge.
It's not a.
Yeah.
It's not a small penis. It's a big clit.
Oh wow.
No. Hold on. Yeah, I got a better joke for you, bro. Imagine if a girl told you this is huge. Do you just do you walk away like, bitch, I know you're lying?
I don't know.
Or do you go in there like, yeah,
I would have been like, "Marry me."
shut up.
Well-
Different hand.
I know, right?
I don't know. Maybe for her that would be. Maybe it's the biggest she's seen.
Hold on. Imagine if if he was stuck at a gay bar and he's like, yeah, it's about the same size. I bet girls are gonna look at him different, like,
You know what they say about guys with big hands.
They have nice coffee tables.
Yeah.
It happens more than you think. Like, I'll have random people come up to me and they'll just be like, "Oh my God, your hands are so huge."
Oh wow.
Finger
Yeah,
me.
it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was one time because I used to work at this cell phone store, and I had this little cell phone like here, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I can't concentrate right now. Your hands are so huge."
Jesus.
You know what time it is.
They're hey, like sorry,
I'm married.
sorry for growing big hands.
you let her know like,
I get that a lot.
how much you would say you want to get this bundle deal, don't you?
Right. You
Come buy our newest iPhone.
Right, you want to get bundled.
And I'm not talking about cell phones. All right, guys. So I prepared some questions that I think are kind of thought-provoking.
Okay.
You know, that people will get to know us a little bit better other than
Our dicks.
birthmarks. Yes, birthmarks and
Coffee tables.
yeah. So
I'm gonna look at my coffee table so different now.
Yeah,
Like,
you put a mirror on the ground. What you do is put a mirror on the ground. And
no, I'm talking about my coffee table.
look
like
at
an
it.
actual coffee table.
I'm gonna touch my coffee table like, hello, Rob.
You put a mirror on the ground, you squat, and just get yourself familiar.
he does squat a lot.
If that part is, man. All right, let's go.
This is him. He literally gives me directions on like how to stamp, but he's not very specific.
Yeah.
Like he'll just say, "Move a little." I'm like where? Like how? What? No.
Oh my God! Yeah, trying to teach him how to squat right now is really bad. I'm like, step forward. You want me to step? And he goes a full bit, like big old step. I'm like, no, just slight step forward.
I took a step forward.
Now, kick your heels out. You want,
Like,
you want me to kick my heels out? I'm like, yeah.
Like I don't know what he means by that. Like kick your
He
heels out.
starts doing the river dance.
And so while I'm holding this thing that's heavy, and I'm all like, "Can you be more specific?" And then finally, he changes my stance because my legs apparently need to be a little bit more wider.
Yeah.
But then he's trying to get me to get them closer. So that eventually, after I'm all done doing the thing that's where my legs are closer, he's all like, "Well, your stance actually, you probably should be doing it with your legs wider." And I'm like,
And then when we did, I'm like, now go wider, but then kick your heels still a little bit out. And then he did a perfect squat. I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
and then I was tired. I was exhausted. Because I've been doing it the other way, all this. Anyway. All right, but that's neither here or there because we got to get to these questions.
Okay, let's
here.
get to the question.
All right.
Let's get to the question.
Because nobody wants to hear about this. It's
Yeah,
like,
nobody wants to hear that shit.
Marty squatted again. Okay. All right, so everybody, I would like you to answer the following questions.
Okay.
Now, what life experiences have helped shape you who you are today? Think about that.
Relationships.
Think about these life experiences that help shape you who you are today.
Relationships.
You know what? Okay. So I don't think I've talked about it a whole lot on the show. Maybe not at all, which is weird.
Well, no, because all you talk about is what is it?
Acting. Football manager.
yeah.
Oh, okay, acting. Yes, I can talk about that too.
My acting instructor from 10 years ago.
No,
I'm not game managing. I am acting.
Yeah. So I lived in, I think it was either 8 or 9, but I lived in 8 states by the time I was 16. So I got to see like a whole bunch of different ways of living. So different cultures, different socioeconomic levels, everything. So I think personally having that experience has allowed me to be able to connect with anybody and everybody from, drug dealer. This is one of the top drug dealers in Dallas. How I met them, not entirely sure how that happened, but it did. And they found a fondness to me. And then, multimillionaires that I work with at work, and anyone in between, they all seem to kind of bond with me.
You didn't think about let me network one rich guy to another rich guy.
Drug dealers are people too.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I get it.
And then you get the...
They have feelings,
Yeah, man. And then you kind of been like, hey, I get the middleman charge. Like, brother, come on, man.
I mean, I could, but I thought... It's a lot of work.
See, no. See, I saw a bag. Mm-hmm. I saw a bag when you just told me that story, and I wouldn't have fumbled it.
Yeah,
Why'd you fumble it, man? Why'd you fumble it?
I fumbled it. I don't know.
But Sauce, what would you have done? You're talking to the one of the biggest known drug dealers of your local area with another $1 million guy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be like, you know what? We should all go grab some food.
All right, you'll be like, you like Coke? You like money? Let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk. And then you get the middleman charge. You're like, hey, you know what, Sauce? You introduce me to
There's a finder's fee, 25%.
Here you go. Here you go. Yeah. Boom. Hey, there's always ways to make some money.
No, for sure. But
money to be made. Money to be made.
But it's always not about money. I get it.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's always about
money. Making money is unnatural.
Is it really about money?
Always.
That's what I've been hearing a lot about that. But I'll tell you what, money doesn't move me. It never has.
Yeah.
Move my ass.
It just helps you get to where you want to go. That's
Sure,
really all
it does,
is, right? It helps, but at the end of the day,
it's unfortunately needed.
It's absolutely is needed. But today, because I would have discussions with people all over the place about this thing because money is such a deciding factor on stuff. But to me, Albert, if they tell me that, hey, Marty, we can give you a significant raise, but it means we have to cut some stuff, and you're on the chopping block. I seriously would be like, absolutely not. No.
Oh, thank you, man.
No, and I have been in situations like that where I'm like, no, I don't accept that. It's like, no, I don't want that.
Right.
I think it's all right. So I mean, I respect
it would make my life a lot better, and I'm not saying easier because my life is pretty easy right now.
That's good,
but
man.
I'm not gonna. But it would. But I don't care because I have a certain threshold of comfortable living that I'm at right now, and to me, money just won't move me in that fashion.
I just don't want to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's where I want to be.
Yeah, and the only way to not worry about it is either not have money at all, be homeless, or be extremely rich.
Yeah.
You can't be in between.
You got to get the bag, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Right. That's what I'm trying to do.
Which is kind of where I've got enough to where I'm just not.
we get away from the question of what life experiences have shaped who you are today.
Oh yeah, correct.
Well, technically I answered it, but
Well, I want everybody to answer.
I'm trying to think. A long time ago, I was married, and the divorce experience and
Fuck
everything.
that bitch.
The divorce experience and everything. It was a very hard experience.
When do we jump her?
Oh no, it's good. Everything that she deserves came back to her. That you know what I'm saying? I'm a very proponent of everything happens for a reason and karma and stuff like that. No, she didn't die, but she's probably not living a good life.
She has like one leg.
Yeah.
She lost her leg in an alligator.
But it was one of those things, like when you break up with somebody or something, and you're just like, oh, don't worry, I'll change, I'll make it work. And really, the guy doesn't really do that. They just stay the same. So I made a legit change in my life, and stuff about how I act and how I react to things, and therapy and a lot of weed, a lot
I
of
would say medical marijuana.
and stuff like that. That it truly like 10 years ago was probably like a different person that would have probably been in here and everything like that. So I feel like that big life momentum shift,
Yeah.
from going to this way of life you had for like so long, and then it stops. And
Yeah.
then you have to start over with everything. And it
You
was
know
just
what?
like, and it's not even the first time I did like a full start over. You know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah.
done a start over like a lot of times.
I think we all have done a start over, and that's what I was gonna bring up on like mine, like life. You know, what really made me into this person I am today. Kind of like the question. Mine would be like relationships with friends, family, and lovers.
Yeah.
And I had a really bad breakup too. I mean, it wasn't a divorce situation, but it was like I lost a property.
Oh, geez.
But at the same time, I made it in a way where it's like, you know what? I'm balanced. I'm now coming off of ground zero. Like, I felt like my accounts were at an all-time low.
Yep.
And now it's like I'm just leveling myself up better and better, where now I have spending money for myself. I just moved back out, and it's like, cool, I have that money to do that again. I have that money, and that bettered me out, where just all in general, I made better like life choices mentally, physically. Like right now I'm going through a bulk, and I'm enjoying gaining the fat. I'm enjoying seeing my muscles go in a much better direction. I'm getting more sleep during the week. I'm coming over here onto the show. Like the last two, I couldn't make it. I just wasn't feeling well. But now I'm feeling better just in general. And I come here for a social gathering,
And
not
you
really just.
You didn't bring the doctor's note, by the way. But go on.
Sorry, I had to get it right up. But I come here to the show
That's too
not
far
just
up.
I come here to the show not just to record with you guys, but I come in as a social gathering. I come in and enjoy it.
Agreed.
And then another thing is, like really, I was gonna say there's another thing of just like it's a mental thing, and now I feel much better with myself as a person, as a adult. Really, that's how I see it. It's like I feel like I've done much better as an adult now. So
Nice.
So you gotten better at adulting. That's awesome.
really, no, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I mean, I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
But you know, prior it was just more like, oh, let me make a person happy. Let me just give them what they want.
Yeah. You were
Now-
people pleasing.
Yep. And now that's what I say. I'm pleasing myself. I'm doing what I want to do. Here we go with the coffee table.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
He's all like, I have a left hand and a right hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no,
Alternate.
And if you have really good friends, you can have a third hand. Just saying.
Jesus
Anyways.
Dutch rudder.
Yeah. Anyway. Not suggesting anything.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I hope not.
The Dutch rudder's not gay. It's just helping out a friend.
Yeah.
No, with your hands, I'm good.
Well, I was just saying, you don't need my hands not touching you at all.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't feel.
The Dutch, you know what the Dutch rudder is? Where Rob takes your hand and you have your hand, and then he just does this.
No,
Which I think we have to blur for YouTube. Yeah, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a Dutch
you know
rudder.
who explained that to me was
K-Rod.
K-Rod.
I knew it.
It was in a movie, too.
Oh, what movie?
Zach and Miri watch a porno.
Oh, really?
Make a porno.
Shit.
I haven't seen
Wild.
that movie in so long.
That's so funny.
All right, so what life experiences have shaped who I am today? I guess there's been so many, but very much of people.
Yeah.
I guess working with like a variety of people. But for me, a lot of it has been storytelling and like shooting films and stuff. And when I do that, they're like different type of stories that I tell. Meaning I explore different aspects of these stories, meaning like my police officer thing that I did, I had no idea a lot of what police officers would do and what they go through and all that. So I did a lot of research with that, talked to many police officers, and they gave me scenarios and they gave me their experiences,
cool.
And then shooting it, I had like an actual police officer there, like helping give the reality of the scenes.
An advisor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
And
Then he shot everybody.
yeah, pretty much. No, but I guess
Dan.
some of those experiences I still carry with me because I can still see how people think and not just know that everything has to be through my eyes. Because that's, to me, that's a little short-sighted. Some people are like, well, I got to focus on me, or I got to think about me, or I got to think about mine. But a lot of this has helped me think about from the other person's perspective, because one of the things that I hated, not hated, but a lot of the things, like as a kid, you can be very selfish. Meaning like, ooh, I want a piece of cake, but I want 2 pieces of cake. And I don't care if someone else doesn't get a piece, but I want 2. So as a kid, there was a lot of that. I was kind of a spoiled brat sometimes. And so, finally growing up, I realized is like, look, sometimes I don't even need a piece of cake. Let someone else have it. It's fine. I'm not missing out on it. Or I'll have my piece of cake and make sure that there's, I leave some for others, and so, a very quick, small, insignificant example is that one of my coworkers, we make coffee in the morning, and there was only a little bit of milk in there. There was only a little bit of milk, and I made sure I got half of what was in there, and I left her the other half. It was very little, but at the very least, she got her half, I got my half, and it was fine.
You're such a socialist.
Oh, well, thank you.
Next thing he's going to be doing is destroying art.
But to me, because I'm all like, man, if I had come in and not had any milk, I wouldn't have been pissed, but I've been like disappointed. I would have been disappointed.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, I would have thrown things.
And that's why I drink my coffee black.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another one. Here's another question. What do you think it means to be a, quote, good man in today's world?
That's a
Make sure to have enough wine for everybody.
yeah.
Does anybody want mine?
Oh yeah, give it a sauce.
Being a good man, I mean,
he can just have the cup.
You can probably equate that to quite a few things, but I would say, standing up for your morals, providing for the people that you need to provide for, whether that be a family or your homies, and staying true to your word, right? So, like, if you say you're going to be somewhere, you be there.
Yeah, you know what? I piggyback off of that, Dan. I think that's a really great definition of being a man. It's that stay true to yourself, stay true to the people that you adore and care for, and really just always try to keep yourself on your own 2 feet. Try your best, stay on top of things, and really, life is a bitch. Life is hard a lot. But you got to try to see the silver linings in any type of situation that you're in. I feel like that's the best way to define on what makes a person be a man. That's how I see it.
I've deconstructed a lot of that stuff over the past few years too, and it was just more like, okay, yeah, stay strong in your convictions, but make sure your convictions are empathetic to other people also. And so it's just like, well, I'm a man. This is what this is what I'm about. This is what, and I'm not compromising for shit. But you also got to you do have to compromise for other people.
We live in a world that, you got to compromise.
I'm very accepting of other people and whatever they want to accept. And if you like your coffee table rubbed a certain way, and this, stuff like, I'm not going to kink shame you.
We're not going to kink shame Rob for loving his coffee table polished.
But it's just like. But it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, I'm not into that, But I'm just like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. That's a Rob.
But it's right here if you need it.
Yeah. That's another one.
You do you, I'll do me, and we won't do each other, kind of thing.
Yeah. So
unless you're into it.
Yeah, unless you're into it.
Right. But a lot of the stuff with alpha male mentality and what a man's supposed to be, and now it's like, well, man has to show their feelings now and all this stuff.
I think
which is totally accepting also.
Yeah. It's accepting, but
a lot of people are still like, there's a stigma of what men are supposed to be like strong.
I think there's a time and place though for also showing your emotions.
I think that's what we mean by like, you gotta stay true to yourself. You gotta stay, optimistic for self-awareness.
Right.
I think that's what it means. You gotta be self-aware of like, hey, one person might be into black coffee, and then another person might like cream inside their coffee, man. They might like cream and sugar.
But it's also too, it's just like, okay, I got all these problems that I got to do this and I got to stay strong for this. other people are going through that shit too.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what people are going through.
Let me give you another example, okay? Because so with the coffee scenario, we were making cappuccinos. I never had one until my coworker, she made me one. I'm like, this is pretty good. It's like, okay, I like this. So that's what we make every morning now. Still strong coffee. It's still very strong coffee.
Yeah.
Now, another example is I bought Albert a coffee. And he's all like, well, I never tried this before. It's like, I always have my coffee black.
I like my coffee black.
I
So.
do too.
Okay, which is fine. I never did. You know what? I never grew up drinking just black coffee because I started drinking coffee as a kid, and that shit was bitter. So I'm like, oh, all I do is add sugar to it. Okay, and I would drink sweet coffee. That's what I was used to, and so Albert has that pumpkin spice latte.
Oh yeah, those are good.
She was delicious, bro.
He's all
Such
like,
a basic bitch.
this is actually pretty good, So I'm like, now. Not saying that, like, hey, you need to have this every day, but just understand that, you can have your black coffee. Don't mess with the kitty cat right now. Oh. Yeah, anyway, you can have your black coffee.
Hey, be a man. You mess with that cat when you want. Don't let someone tell you that you can't touch the kitty.
Yeah, don't let me shame you. But but the idea is like, look, you can also have this other stuff. And if you don't like it, then that's fine, But to me, for, what it means to be like a good man in today's world, a couple of things, like what would Superman do?
That's a good one.
What would Clark Kent do? And so to me, those characters, are dear to me.
Yeah.
And so I would think is like, well, what would they do? And so
Kill Joker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe like fly out of the planet, and just go to another planet for a few years.
I think it'd just be easier. just
fly
abandon
away.
ship. No, but like if I'm walking the streets and a homeless man starts asking for something, I'm not going to ignore him, but I am going to talk to him. And if I got something that's sure, that kid from Sam's, did I tell this on the podcast?
There was like a kid from Sam's that wanted to help you like unload your groceries or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's like 19, maybe. I don't even know if he's even 18 years old. I have no idea, but he's definitely not from this country. And, he's well dressed in a sense. He's not like smelly or anything like that. He definitely has somewhere that he goes. But, if I have something, sure, absolutely. So to me, I'm not going to ignore people. I think that's like that's a big insult to them. It's a slap in the face to them. Right. Because now I'm just choosing to ignore your existence in a way. That's the way I see it. Yeah. And if I don't have anything, then I'm going to let you know. And if you're starting to be a bother, I'm going to let you know. So it's just, Albert, please. Anyway, what are you petting?
His coffee
leg.
table.
Okay.
My very fuzzy black leg.
This is why we keep the cat on the other side of the house. Anyway,
Our
so
ADHD
but that's just me.
Yeah.
So I have things that this is what I feel, and if I see qualities like that in other people, then I tend to have more respect for them.
Right.
Because I'm like, okay, then it shows that you can be kind, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be tough when you need to be.
Right.
You
When
know?
people get my disrespect, they pretty much earned my disrespect.
Like
Yeah.
that, like that bitch at Costco.
Yeah. She earned my disrespect.
She had it coming.
She earned full disrespect day.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you manage expectations placed on you by others?
I do them. I don't know.
No, I do that. That's your expectations. I'm running on my own.
I used to be obsessed with trying to do a good job and be above expectations and everything like that.
I'm running my own now.
But when it takes a toll on yourself, just trying to get to those expectations, and then you get
fucking exhausted.
You fall short for the finish line, then you're disappointed in yourself, and then you go into this depression, then you go into this, and then you
the only impression I try to make is the one person I'm staring at in the mirror at the end of the day. Like, hey, did I make
Who's that? Is he behind you?
Nah, me, bro. Me,
Giving you a shoulder rub?
Me,
Oh,
me. God damn it!
Okay.
one hand on your shoulders for support.
yeah.
2 hands on your shoulders means I'm having a fun time.
What? The? like I said,
We don't think you're gay, Albert. Yeah.
Now I'm worried.
You shouldn't be. You should be comfortable in your sexuality.
No, I'm great on that part. I'm talking about Rob, man. I'm like, Rob's gonna be like, so,
how you doing, big boy?
he's gonna be like, so you have another bottle of this wine? Right. By the way, pretty good taste, I would say.
Not sponsored, so we won't say who it is.
Yeah, but I like the bottle though. I do like the bottle.
Oh, is that going to go in the collection over there?
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Because I think it's something you would like.
The
Marty,
bottle looks like the Blair Witch Woods.
Yeah, and because you're into Halloween. Like,
Yeah, you're
look at the
really
bottle. But,
It smells nice.
Yeah, he's a wine connoisseur. He actually sniffed it before we even. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Boop.
There we go. Well, yeah, no, I'm only here to impress myself. Like, if I made sure that I did well on my own, I feel good about myself. Man, everyone else could kick rocks.
Well, when I said I just kind of live up to him, no one puts expectations on me.
Well, that's a
I
good
just do
thing.
my job. I do my job. I get it done, and somehow people seem to think that I'm competent when I do my job. So that tells me more about the rest of the world than it does me.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. What about you, Rob? How do you feel about same thing?
Yeah, just I'm not a person that's just, I put the expectations on myself now.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and if as long as like the people I'm caring for under me right now,
Yeah.
as long as they're taken care of, that's all that matters to me right now. Like it used to be, I used to be obsessed with like, okay, I gotta make sure my friends are taken care of, some of my families, and I used to worry about so many people at one time that it caused me not to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Cause him to turn to weed.
Yeah.
And you know weed is a gateway
It's a
drug.
gateway.
Yeah. So now I put these expectations on myself that it was just like, even if I fall short, I know nobody's going to abandon me.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things that you just kind of like, I guess it's just maturing, but then you realize like, what's more important? Like, in my 20s, what was more important in my 20s, but now like in my 40s, and it's just like, oh, okay, shit's different now. Shit's in a weird perspective.
40, but you look like 33.
But it's kind of weird. It kind of shifts because you start changing your mentality.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, people can't change, or yeah, people can change.
People can't change when they want to change.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you can't change how a lot of people are. Like, you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped.
This is true. Yeah, I agree.
Like that story that I told a while back on the show where there's this guy who had fallen into like drug usage and stuff. I didn't know it at the time, but like
Was he the big drug dealer too?
no, he was just a druggie.
Introduction.
and so I gave him $800 to get a place to live, and then he squandered that away. So
he lived in a trailer or something.
You got the trailer.
You never said he was a druggie.
Well, I didn't know he was a druggie until.
You should have robbed his ass.
Yeah.
So now he's homeless from the last I heard.
Oh.
Good. I'll rob him for his one left shoe.
But
My shoe.
for all I know, he still doesn't realize he's hit rock bottom. So you can't help somebody. That
I'm
doesn't
a rob.
want to be hit.
No, I'm a rob.
It's the addiction. The addiction causes desperation.
You ever
where it's
robbed a
just
homeless
like,
person?
No, and he didn't rob me. By the way, I willingly gave him that money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rob him. I got you, bro. We'll rob him.
You're gonna take his best friend, his dog that he
Nah.
His one dog,
Nah,
his one
bro,
friend.
Nah. You know what I'm gonna do? If he has a turtle, I'm taking his turtle.
He actually does have a turtle.
Oh, bring it to Marty.
That's
No,
exactly
I
what
don't want
I'm
to be
gonna do.
connected to this at all.
Hey. He said that, so I'll just leave it in front of the front porch. Well, come on, little fella.
This turtle followed me home.
You do horrible impressions.
My bad. Let me do this. Let me act like I'm squatting wrong, and then I'll pick up the turtle.
Pull your back. Pull your back out.
Here,
House of Machismo. There. Oh, my back.
here's Albert. He's all like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick up this 400 pounds. Oh, now I got to go to the bathroom."
Yo, hey, hold on. If you're gonna deadlift, please use the restroom first. You all know what type of muscles are
my
being
God.
used.
I've seen videos.
Yeah, I'm not
I
going.
have not seen those videos.
Yeah, where they're just peeing on themselves.
Okay.
Like, putting so much
No,
weight up.
I didn't do the pee one.
I'm literally like, "Look, Albert, you're growing a tail."
Next question.
He's
Yeah.
finally a Super Saiyan.
Yeah. All right. Do you believe in fate, or do you think we create our own paths?
I don't know.
Everything happens for a reason.
I
That's what
think
see.
so. I think everything happens for a reason. But you ever heard like, I guess like whatever you do, there's like 3 paths in front, and whatever you do puts you on a certain path, I guess. I don't know.
Kind of like what was it? Robert Frost's "The Road Less Traveled" kind of thing.
Yeah.
You at least have two different options.
I feel like that's what it is, but at the same time, I kind of just learned to just roll with everything. Like, hey, whatever happens, happens, and everything happens for a reason. And you know what? I'm just gonna make the best of whatever cards that I've been dealt with. Whatever the dealer gives me, hey, man.
Like a year ago, we probably didn't realize we were all going to be on this.
Oh no, I knew.
Oh, he knew.
I didn't.
Well, I kind of knew.
Yeah,
Because we'd been flirting.
Right.
We'd been flirting about
But for
me
me-
joining the show for about a year prior to that.
You little sluts.
yeah. I plan everything out to the T.
He didn't even know me yet.
Hey, he already knew. He was like, I'm gonna have a wrestler.
Max World, what is it? Matt World Pro or whatever, and all that. Yeah,
yeah.
followed, and then I'm like, yep, he's the one. All right. He's been looking for a change. Interesting.
Me, he just found me at work. He's like, he'll
I
do.
purposely got.
He'll do.
No, Albert. It was much more complicated than that because I purposely got transferred to where I am now.
Just so he could meet you.
Just so that I can introduce myself.
Some toxic workplace shit.
Yo, hold on.
House of Machismo is a toxic work environment.
I'm more now kind of like, why haven't you used this shit to get my raise yet?
Because you're not wearing pencil skirts.
Because you haven't, Albert, you haven't earned it yet. Think about that.
Hey,
The
man,
moment-
he gave up a raise to keep you from losing your job. You know, if he had that earlier. So
Anyway,
we're going with the Albert bit.
so I don't believe in fate. I don't believe in like pre-planned paths and stuff like that. But I do know, I figure that you have options. You know, you can either go one way or the other or down this way. But those aren't pre-planned in a sense. You know, you make your choice. And in some cases, you might not make the good one. Or you don't even know if you made the worst choice or the best choice.
Sometimes it's about decisions you made 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's affecting you now.
Yeah. And so,
Tell me about it.
yeah.
You know, it's a, what's that saying? It's like, you know, I just, everything happens for a reason, but it's like, no matter what, bad times, good times, in between times,
Yeah.
you're right where you need to be right now.
Every time we touch.
Does
I hear
it,
the
so
ceiling.
if you look at it like, okay,
Every
does
time we kiss,
does everything happen for a reason?
I reach for
It-
the sky.
Technically, it does, you know, but for a specific reason, no, not necessarily.
Every time my heart beats.
Fast. I want
Yeah.
this to last. No, but as far as fate goes, you know, I think there could be a couple scripts written for you. And
I need you in my life.
See, but then that comes into the question like who wrote those scripts and how legit are they?
I mean,
and,
as far as I'm somewhat religious. I don't go to the institutionalized religions just because a lot of people are well, I mean, they don't practice what they preach. When I said be true to your word,
They're fanatical.
There's also actions speak louder than words. So you be true to your word, but your actions reflect your word. So those actions mean more than what you're actually saying, even at that. So I personally, I'm an actor, so I think that I was divinely put on this earth to act, right? I have a responsibility to a greater power than myself.
You should have went through.
but
game
what if
energy.
what if that divine energy is like, what the fuck is he doing? I didn't put him for that.
I put him for game managing, stupid.
I didn't do it so he could do a leaf filter commercial. No,
Fucking idiot. The Leaf commercial will be after you become a fucking football manager.
He's like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just cancer.
No, right now he's like doubling down. He's like, fuck it, we're gonna double down on acting. Hope to God it comes back. It's like the Dungeons and Dragons. He's shaking the dice.
Nat 20, yeah.
All right. Another question.
If I could fall,
No. How do you cope with or view failure, and how does your perspective change over time?
slip my wrist.
I know. Have you seen the marks on his?
Into
He gets a new tattoo to cover it up.
20 years ago, Rob, yeah.
God damn, Rob, hold on. Fuck.
Yeah, 20 years ago, yeah.
I don't know. Have I failed?
If I fail,
How do you deal with failure?
I accept
write it
it now
down.
because I know it's going to happen and I learn from it every
I
time.
write it down.
Yeah.
Things happen.
I accept failure,
You move on.
Failure makes you succeed.
Yes, you're right. Because now you've tasted.
That sounds so positive.
But like I write it down. Honestly, I write it down, and I write down what I could have done to make a better solution.
That's a good strat.
And then after that, I burn it. I burn it, so I want it out of my memory, out of my mind.
Eats the ashes.
Yeah, let that
He
shit
snorts it.
fucking
He makes
lick it.
like a pre-workout
I put it
protein
in,
shake.
I put it inside.
Shake that. Makes it a,
I put it inside.
a paper mache.
I put it. So with the pre-workout made of water and ashes.
Water and failure.
Albert, what you got in that big ass Whataburger cup?
My failures.
Where's my Whataburger cup?
I didn't have one today.
But I do remember I did come out with pre-workout in a Whataburger cup.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, I used to be just such a perfectionist about everything that if something went wrong, it was just like, or out of plan, out of whack, it just
And then you
destroy my day. Yeah.
It would frustrate me, but I know plenty of people that would just quit, after a while but for me, I just sweep it under the rug. Like, oh well, fuck it,
But then until you have to step on that rug and it's a giant hump.
Yeah, it's not a literal rug, Albert, so we're good with that. Anyway, but just basically, I would just put it out of the way. Yeah, sure. What do? We look at it, we examine it, we learn from it. We try to, and then sure enough, here we go again. Another failure, almost similar sometimes. You thought maybe it might be different this time, and so do I acknowledge it with other people? Sometimes, not necessarily. I remember we had a situation on the show one time where I had to basically eat shit because, and it's not K-Rod, it was never K-Rod, but we had a show member who just one time we were going to do a big photo shoot, and he called saying that he needed to take time off. And he was going through a lot. And I'm like thinking, why do you pick the day of the photo shoot to announce this? It's
Right.
like, I went through a lot of trouble for this.
It's like show up to the photo shoot and then do it.
And then take some time off. But I remember getting messages from people saying, where's so-and-so? What happened to so-and-so? Why would you do a photo shoot without so-and-so? And I'm all like, who the fuck are these people listening? Why are they messaging now? And then I remember...
It was Carlos.
No.
Darn.
So anyway.
I'm just randomly.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones we know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you guys ever said.
So anyway, I just remember that was a failure.
Yeah.
To me, that was a actual failure. And I'm like, the best we could do is just move forward with the photo shoot, And so that's why after that was the decision for me saying that, look, I'll let you guys know when it's an all or nothing kind of a situation, meaning that we had planned on doing stuff at the state fair several times.
Oh, wow.
But we never actually got around to doing it. And it turned into one of those, this is either going to be an all or nothing kind of a thing, because all of a sudden people started saying, well, I can't make it, but you guys have fun. Or I'm not going to be able to make it because I got this going on, even though we had pre-scheduled it.
Right.
And so I said, well, no, if you guys already have plans, don't worry about it. We're good. It's because we can't do this with only two people or whatever. This isn't going to work. It's not the vision of the show. Not necessarily my vision, but it's not how, if people are going to watch the show, well, why is it only just these two? Or why is it only just that one person?
Yeah.
Why is it not the whole group? Kind of thing. So, but that's me. So when I look at failures, yeah, it hurts. It sucks. Yeah, you try to learn from it, but they're just inevitable. They're gonna be there. Albert, you're gonna fail.
You're gonna have way more failures than wins.
Yeah.
All the time.
Especially Albert.
But the wins are so good.
Oh, it tastes
All
so
Albert.
good.
Yeah, but anyway, but and so that's how come it's like, yeah, you look at failure. It has to change my perspective over time. It has, because it taught me to do contingencies. Who was I telling? I was telling something. Oh, about the bowling thing. I think I told you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were sick, and so, but I knew someone was going to be out. I didn't know who.
He didn't even think it was me though. I'm proud of that. Thank you. Man.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry. I'm sorry that I felt.
Well,
so
technically,
bad.
he was the weakest link. But anyway, no. But
They wouldn't have gotten third with him.
but I knew someone.
we would have got third.
Statistically, these people were good.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
I was like,
And
holy
then I
crap.
talked to the guys from the JP5, and then they invited me to bowl, and I just told them.
Japanese police?
Yes.
Well, I told them I'll let them know. I told the Japanese police I'll let them know if I want to come in. And then they're like, well, you want to work out with us? I'm like, I got this going. Well, we'll work out with you then. I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't want to be a dick. I'm like, no, y'all work.
Okay, you know what? Don't maybe come in there and scratch their eyes out.
Why?
I will go in there and scratch
The
their eyes out.
JP5 turned into a giant robot. And
Hey,
hit you.
all he's saying is he's jealous of the JP5. He's threatening you because you're flirting with the JP5.
Yeah, I will scratch their eyes out. Damn it!
Wait.
Like, get the fuck away from him! What the fuck are you
Wait,
doing?
are they recruiting me? Is that what it is?
Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Be sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram. You can also find us on our YouTube channel and TikTok.